next thing I'm going to do is, let's run around some of the sample things. Okay. So for this lab and next Helm lab and other stuffs, okay, I need a Linux system to play around. Let's do one thing. Let's use our master for this. Okay. So connect your based-on IP. So connect your based-on. From there, connect your master. This is my master. .pem @ connect your master and run the kubectl get nodes. We will use this machine to perform the upcoming labs. Okay, great. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I know that if I want to call the database for writing, I should be calling it as MySQL-0, okay, .MySQL. Let me create a table and write a sample data into that, okay. Next, I will try to read it via the MySQL read service which I'm created, okay. So let us run this command. So this command, what is going to run is, it is going to bring up a container using the image MySQL 5.7, okay, and there it is going to run the SQL query, okay, on the SQL on the host name MySQL-0.MySQL, okay. So it is going to create a table called test. In that, it is going to create a table called test message, and there it is going to type insert the value hello into it. That's what this SQL query is going to do. Yes. So it has, in the runtime, it has bring in a prod. You can just check that pod also. It should be in exited state. You go to the pods. Oh, I think I have given -rm, so you'll not be able to see that. So you see I have used -rm. So it should have created a table inside my database, and inside that it might have put a value called hello. So to check that, let me run another MySQL container. There, let me just run the select query. Okay, so this is the one. So this is the image it should use, and it should select start from the test.message which I created. It should print hello for me. So I have written it on the MySQL 0, but I'm reading it from the MySQL read. It is giving me output. So the data is replicated from the master to the slave nodes. In the meantime, I can run it in a loop to see what are all the servers that query is getting executed. So let's run this command. So if you see that, I'm going to run it in a loop. So every 1 second it should run the server ID. Okay, server ID and the time on the MySQL read service. So let's run this. If you run that, every second, you will see the server ID is changing. Right? So it is varying between 100, 101, and 102. So it is running in a loop. So I have 3 MySQL servers running. So it is going to run the read query from all the 3 servers. So that's what I'm printing now. Server ID 100, 101, and 102 are my server IDs. So try this command also so that you will be able to get it like when I write it on the MySQL-0, when I read it from the read service, it is getting the data from all the servers. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is here called, I want to mimic a scenario if one of my container went down, because it's a 3-node, 3-pod cluster I'm creating, right, in the MySQL. If I want to mimic that one of the pod went down, how this stateful cluster is going to react. Let's do that. So let me run kubectl exec. I know that there is a pod called MySQL-2. Yeah. Let me switch off the MySQL service there. exec MySQL-2 -c MySQL, because that pod is having 2 containers running, right? I'm going to run it. Okay. And -c -mv/user/bin/MySQL. So I'm just going to rename the MySQL command itself so that the container will not have a MySQL command. So because of that, my readiness probe will not work. Okay. So if I run this command, I give kubectl get pod MySQL-2, you can see one of the server went out of the state. It's not 2/2. At the same time, if I try it for 1, you can see it's 2/2. But here, one of the container is down. Automatically, one of the container, I just manually removed it, literally. So after that, if you run that, it will become kind of gone out, the kind of this container is down. So if I run the command, like in a loop, we have run the MySQL thing, right? If I run it, just notice the server ID. It will be printing only 100 and 101. It will not print the 102 at all. So as the container is not ready, that means I'm mimicking a downtime on the container. So it automatically removing that container from the loop. At the same time, let me repair the issue which I created. So let me repair the issue. Rename the MySQL dot off to MySQL, and I run this now. I should see it is getting the data from 102 also. Yeah, it's working. So it's getting the data from 102, 101, and 100. This way, this is how the stateful set handles if one of the container goes down, actually takes it out because of the liveness probe. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete a pod. Let me delete the MySQL-2. So kubectl delete MySQL-2. So it is going to, it has to bring down two things. Let's see. In the terminating state. So it shows deleted, but if I try to get the pod, now it has become the running state. So it automatically brought up it for you. So the stateful set brings it back even if you delete the pod, it brings it back for you. But in replica set, there is no relationship between the pods, but in stateful set, there is relationship between them. The next thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to scale up the stateful set. Currently, I have 3 pods. Let's see if I scale up this stateful set. Command is kubectl scale stateful set. MySQL is the stateful set name. Hyphen replicas equal to 5. So now, if I see this, I should started to see 3 and 4 coming up. So 3 is coming up. This is kind of scaling up now. I'm not sure I will have enough resources for this. It's taking time on the persistent volume. So now I should see, yes, 1, 2, 5 persistent volume is created. And stateful set should be this coming up. The 5th pod is container pod is coming up. Yeah, 4 is coming up. Let's see. Okay, I think I don't have enough node available for this. Let me do one thing. Let me bring it down back to 3. Should work. So replicas is equal to 3. So change it to 4 and 3. Okay, when you are running, our cluster doesn't have enough resources to scale up 5. So these are all the options you can see in the stateful set. It's now back to 3 out of 3. Persistent volume, this will be there. You have to delete them. We will delete it later. Okay. So this is on the stateful set.